Hello my loves, it's Kat, how are you? So today we have another bigger card and we have Rain as a paid actor. I hope you can hear it because it's really soothing. Anyway, today's reading is all about messages from your inner child. And I can't wait to hear what messages they have for you. So we're gonna start. We have 3 piles for you to choose from. We have pile 1 with pyrite, pile 2 with crackle quartz, and pile 3 with some kaolinite. So when you have made your decision, go down to the go down to the description box to find your timestamp. I will give you a few seconds to decide, and when you're ready, I will see you at your reading. Ready? Let's go. Hello, my beautiful pile number 1. So you chose the pyrite. And number 11, balancing act. Hold on, let me take a look at this. Okay. So there's like a balancing cord? I don't know. What's the word? And then there's like a crystal ball, and then there's a ship over it. Okay, so this is all right. So you are juggling with a lot. Like I feel your exhaustion. I feel just how tired you are. And I also feel like there's just a little bit longer, but there is no end. Like, what are you trying to stay stronger for a little longer for? Because it's almost like it's not gonna end. Like, there is no end date to this. So yeah, you're struggling with a lot, and I feel like most of those things that you're struggling with are actually things that you are doing to yourself. It could be that you have, like, yeah, some of those things, you might have children, you might be a single parent, so you have a lot of responsibilities and not a lot of time. But you also may not have those things, but the things that you're struggling to do are actually things that you yourself have put on your own back. Like maybe your morning routine or evening routine is a little bit, like, ideally, like, it's filled with things that supposedly make you feel good or make you feel better, but it's filled with things that, yes, in theory, yes, they would, but they have become these tasks. Like, let's say meditation, for example. Yes, that is very good for you, and I encourage you to do it. But if you're doing it out of, like, I have to do it, like, I have no choice, I don't feel like it, but I have to do it because it's gonna make me feel good, maybe someday. But it might not be the right time for you to get into all of that. It might not be the right time. So this is something that I often do because I'm a huge planner. I love morning routines, and I would love to actually make my own, like, a video of my own morning routine someday, because that's like a huge dream of mine. Those are my favorite videos to watch. Anyway, so yeah, what was I saying? Yes, when I make my morning routine, I always make, first one that I make is always like the ideal one. It's full of, there are morning stretches, there are there's yoga, there is meditation, there is like half an hour getting ready and doing your makeup just right, and long breakfast, and like all of those things that make you feel good. But if I have a lot to do today, like that day, like maybe I have school and maybe I have other things and maybe I want to film, it's not ideal to have like 2-3 hour morning routine now, is it? It's not. That's a lot of time for you to try to feel good as you're silently hurrying to get to the good parts, or the parts that your mind is actually in on right now. So, because like if you're stressing over, let's say meditation, if you're stressing about it while you're doing it, or right before or right after you're doing it, the benefits aren't there. Like, you don't get the benefits if you don't do it in the right state of mind. Because I feel like you are doing a lot of things to just do them. And what your inner child wants, because you are very strongly in this, like, now, like, I have so many things to do now, but your inner child is like, chill. Like, no, we actually don't have to. You know, we don't have to. These are things that you yourself, these are not like work things, these are not like taking care of your children. These are things that you yourself have set yourself to do for whatever reason. And your inner child really wants you to take a chill pill. Calm the fuck down. And yeah, I'm gonna get another card. Oh, I have these in wrong order. That really sucks. Oh, doesn't matter. Oh, they are still in the wrong order. I have like my decks like stacked on top of each other because I don't have a lot of room, right? So I have them stacked on top of each other in the order that I will be using them in. And they are in the wrong order. That's gonna annoy me. So I will have to fix that sooner or later. Pile number 1, Spirit Guides. And their inner child. Ooh, okay. Okay, so we have attitude. Desiring belonging. Oh, okay. 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 Honey. Oh, honey. I just, oh, baby. There's a lot in this. Like, I feel like you're doing a lot of things because you feel like you have to do them. I feel like some of you may be moms and you feel like you have to do things just right so that you would be a good mom or a good dad. Like, there's a lot of pressure on you to be something that other people, I don't know if they're telling you or if they're like silently letting you know that this is what they expect from you, and you are just exhausted. You don't have to have children to you know, have this, but you're desperately trying to fit in somewhere. And let me tell you something. The fact that you don't fit in, that you don't necessarily belong in some group, that is your superpower. You don't have to, because when you are in a group, then you kind of like absorb everything, all the characteristics of all the people in the group, because now you're part of it. But you are a majestic individual, and you don't have to do things the way other people do them. And now it just started raining a little bit harder. I really hope you can hear that because it's so nice. It's so nice. But yeah, I feel like deep down, and I feel like this is something that your inner child has always struggled with. Like, they never felt like they belonged. I feel like maybe you grew up in, what's the word for a family? Because in Finnish we have a word for a family where is it like a core family when you have like a mom and dad and children, but mom and dad broke up and whichever parent you would be staying with, they get a new partner and they might have children as well. So what is that family called? I don't actually know a word for that family, but I feel like, okay, broken family is one, but that's not that's not well, maybe in your case. I do feel like your family, it was broken, because I now I now hear from Lilo and Stitch where the aliens, they have caught Stitch and they're like, okay, we're taking you back to, you know, space. And Stitch is like, can Stitch say goodbye? And the alien lady is like, okay. And Stitch goes to say goodbye, and I don't know, I think somebody asks Stitch like, who are these people or something, and Stitch is like, this is my family. It's broken, but it's still good. So I feel like you may have come from a broken family, and I do feel like you never really felt like you belonged. This could also be, I feel like some of you may be from what is it called again? I'm losing my words. Like I don't have the words to describe what I'm feeling. What is it called? When children are taken in, like they're either taken from their parents, or they don't have parents anymore and they're sort of in the system. What is that called? Anyway, I feel like there was this sense of loss in your childhood, and this is something that your inner child deeply feels. Like they didn't belong, they didn't have someone they could really... They just always felt like the odd one out. No matter where they were, they felt like the odd one out. And I bet my ass that you were bullied in school because you were different. And this is something that your inner child feels. And the thing is that you still feel it. You still feel it. But it's different now. You're trying to... But it's kind of like, you know, because you're probably, hopefully, you're an adult. Because my content is not content. My content is not for children. So I hope you're an adult, because otherwise, what are you doing here? But I'm gonna assume that you are. So now that you're an adult, you still have that deep core feeling of wanting to belong somewhere. And you're finding it really hard, and you are pushing yourself really hard to belong somewhere. And I feel like you finally have like some sort of way to connect with other people. Like maybe, like, let's say that you have a dog, so now you can connect with other dog owners. Or now that you have children, now you can connect with other moms or other dads. Or now you went to art school, and now you can connect with other artsy people. But it's not working as you had hoped. Not quite. I just saw the 4 of Cups, in case that comes up again. It was trying to come out, but then, you know, cards. Okay, no, not like that. Not like that. Calm down. So yeah, what other, okay, there we go. We have we have balance. Okay. We have balance, compromise, self-control, and moderation. So yeah, with the balancing act, actually in the definition of the book, I kind of forgot, it tells you to kind of like make sure that everything that you have to do are essential. I feel like you don't have any free time for yourself. Do you have this feeling like when you are, like it's night and you're watching TV, and you really have to go to bed, you really have to go to sleep. You are in bed, probably, I don't know. You really have to go to sleep, but you don't want to. You just want to watch TV, one more episode or one more chapter of this book. You know that you should, you know that it's good for you to go to sleep, and you're tired, you're already really tired, but you just can't get yourself to go to sleep in time. And this is because you don't have enough time for yourself. That is the only time in the day where you have some time for yourself, where you can do whatever you want. So you need to start prioritizing. Oh wow, that was really bad pronunciation. Oh my god. Pronunciation and what was the other one? I already forgot. Prioritizing. Oh my god. Okay, so now you can obviously tell that, you know, this is not my first language, and it's not even my second. English is actually my third language. So yeah, sorry, but you know, that's life. Anyway, yes, you have to prioritize. That was a little better, but not quite there yet. What you need to do in the day, and even delegate. If you have something that somebody else could do, but for whatever reason they are not doing, because maybe this is like cleaning and you feel like nobody does it like you and you can just get it done so much faster, or they just don't do it well enough, just let them, honestly, just let them. Just let them. This is much better, whatever relationship you're in, if you delegate and you let them do their thing. You can show them how you would like it to be done, but you don't have to nitpick everything they do, you know, because it doesn't have to be perfect. Good enough is good enough, okay? So this is something you have to do. You have to start prioritizing. Oh my god, prioritize. I give up. Why? That's not a hard word for me to normally pronounce, but now, actually, is it because of you? Is it because you don't really, that's not, I think it might be because of you. I feel like you don't really like that word right now. Like you wouldn't like me to maybe use it. Maybe that is something that you don't really want to do because, well, whatever. We have justice, but it was reversed. So I'm just going to read it out though. Fairness, the law, karma, and it was reversed. So yeah, you were a bit too hard on yourself, but also the people around you. You are kind of, I feel like, are you in a relationship or something? I feel like you are nitpicking a little bit. I'm actually getting that TikTok where there's a daughter, she's in her room, and then her dad comes in and he's like, I'm gonna hide in here. Your mother is in a cleaning mood. And she's what the fuck? I think that was my cat, but I'm gonna check it out. I'm sorry I screamed. That was really loud. Sorry. So I was gonna edit the scream out, but then something happened, because let me tell you what that bang was. Let me show you. My fucking clock fell down from the wall. And I have a feeling this is your doing. I think this is your doing. I think, you know, the clock works. It's a little, the metal is a little bent, so I think I'm just gonna take the glass out and, you know, straighten the steel and keep using it because it still works. But what the fuck, man? What the fuck? Like, honestly, if I'm like shaking because that was a wake-up call. That clock has been on my wall for months, and the nail was still in, so the nail didn't give in. It just came off the wall. And I'm really sorry about the screen, because especially if you were wearing headphones, oh my god, your poor ears. But this is something you absolutely have to do. This is not even a warning. This is like the last of the last warning signs. This is like the warning sign of number 101. What the fuck? And now my cards are acting crazy. We need to chill. Spirit guides, calm the fuck down. I can't do it like this, okay? Your energy, Jesus, this was reversed as well. We have Ace of Water, emotions, relationship, intuition. So this sense of struggle and frustration that you have, it's actually negatively affecting your relationships. And with the reverse justice, I see that you may be treating people really unfairly right now. And this is all coming from trying to be good enough, just trying to belong, trying to be good enough. But let me tell you something. You were always good enough. You were always good enough. You were good enough then, and you are good enough now. Please, believe me, because that clock was expensive. And I need you to calm down, please. My god. Oh, holy fuck. So I'm still shaken about the clock. Oh my god. And it could have been anything, and it had to be a clock. Oh, Jesus. Spirit guides, a little bit more calmly, please. Like, we get the message, but can you now tell us how to fix it? Like, you know, like... And I actually, your spirits guide, the spirit guides are like, finally, because I feel like you're finally hearing it, and they're like relieved. They're like shaking me because they are so relieved that you finally got the message that they have been desperately trying to tell you for a lot of times. We have 5 of Earth in reverse as well. Lack, worry, assistance. Okay. So you have had really hard time asking help from anyone, okay? But this is the time. You have to start asking help. If you are living with someone, or you have some sort of a support system, please ask for help. I bet my ass they would be more than happy to help, because I bet everybody can fucking see how hard you're trying. And you're gonna, if you haven't already, you're gonna break down sooner rather than later. And I have a feeling that it's already happening, that you're already cracking a little bit, because, you know, I really feel it. So with this deck of cards, we're gonna see what other advice your inner child has for you at this time. Wow, this reading, my god. I'm just gonna separate these cards a little bit. They're acting up a little. It's always like these type of cards. I have 3 of the same decks, I think. Well, they're a little different. They have a different theme. But they are really hard to shuffle, and it's always when it's raining. So I feel like the humidity makes them stick together. Anyway, what messages does your inner child have for you? What advice do they have you for now at this time? Ooh, ooh, oh, oh. What messages does your inner child have for you? Oh, we have 2. Okay then. We have Princess of Winter. Information that can help you, but which may also be difficult to hear. Could it be this? Could it be this? Speaking the truth with kindness, an indigo child or adult. And then we have Two of Winter. Indecision is holding you back. Make the choice that's best for you rather than trying to please others. Feeling trapped between intellectual and the emotional. Oh my god. Oh my god. Please hear me now. Look, like I am shaking. Like I am physically shaking. You're gonna prioritize your shit. You're gonna discard everything that doesn't serve you right now, that isn't for your highest best right now. If you're saying yes to things that you really want to say no to, please go to them now and tell them, actually, I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm dealing with a lot right now. And moving forward, you're gonna say no to things that you know aren't good for you, and you know that you're kind of struggling and you may not have the energy for it. Later on, if you feel like, you know, I actually have gathered enough strength or not willpower, but like I feel like I'm in a good place to do it now, you can go and tell them, like, you know, I actually have energy. I can help you out with that. But until you don't promise anything that you can't keep. You can't keep pouring from an empty cup. And this is so important. You really need to slow down. You really need to slow down and make sure that you have time for yourself, just for you. Like I am really busy. Like I am, when I'm not studying, I'm working. And when I'm not doing either of those things, I'm making videos and I'm editing them. Like I am really busy. And you know, like I have still decided that Sundays, I will not do shit on Sundays. Sundays are my days. If I want to, I can film a video. I can edit a video if I feel inspired to do that. If I want to go to the gym because that makes me feel good, I can do it on Sundays. If I want to go for a walk, if I want to clean my house, then I will do it on Sundays if I feel inspired to it. But I don't do anything because I feel like I have to. I get everything done by Saturday. I will clean the entire house. I will do my homework. I will film and edit and upload my videos by Saturday evening so that I can do whatever the fuck I want on Sundays. I know that is not a reality for a lot of people. Not a lot of people can do that. I don't have children, so obviously I can have my Sundays off, and I'm not a business owner either. So I do have some freedom, but let me tell you something. I am really busy though. So if you can, just do that. Also, you need to start thinking like, because you have been ignoring your inner child completely. Like the things that bring you just pleasure for no reason. You've been ignoring all of those things. And that is something that you're gonna start doing on that time off. Remember the things that you love to do, not for the sake of becoming better at them, but because you loved doing them. Take out all the thoughts of progress or becoming better or making money out of it or something. Like do something just for the pleasure of doing it, because it's fun, not because you want to make progress. Not because you want to make it faster and more efficient. No, just because you just love doing it. That's what you need in your life. And so with this last deck of cards, we're gonna see, what were these? Oh, these are like additional healing advice. What you may need to, oh, there's two, okay. Well, we will see. So we have crown chakra. Pay attention to your ideas as they are messages of true divine guidance sent in answer to your prayers. Okay. So you may know things that, you know, you love to do. Now please do them. And then we have God box. Write any worries, concerns, or desires on a piece of paper that you can put into a special container called a God box, as a way of letting go and allowing the divine to help you. That's actually a really good idea. But yeah, these are the messages that I had for you. Please listen to me because I can't afford to get another clock broken, please. So yeah, this is what I had for you. I really hope you enjoy it, at least a part of it, and I hope I see you in my next one. Bye. Hello, my beautiful pal number 2. So you chose the Crackle Quartz and number 24, Stuck in the Mud. Well, that was quite literal. Oh. Oh, and there is a bird on his back. Like, this is not so bad. And the elephant is like, this really fucking is that bad. I don't know. I'm sorry. Yes. So here we are, stuck in the mud. What was the message again? I forgot it already. I'm sorry. I'm still shaken up by the pile number 1. There was a whole incident in there, but I'm not gonna tell you because sometimes people like to choose multiple decks. No, multiple piles. So if you were drawn to pile number 1, you're gonna do that, you know, after this one. Okay. Yes, I mean, obviously, yes, sure, but also, if you're using headphones, lower them down a little bit. Thank you. That advice is for a reason. So I'm gonna empty my mind and connect with you once again. So, stuck in the mud. You are getting a lot of frustration being stuck. I see someone like stuck in the traffic a lot. Like, I don't know, are you driving a lot these days? Because I see somebody like driving and being like really frustrated by other people. And yeah, but also what the stuck in the card, the stuck in the mud, stuck in the mud card talks about is about like when you struggle, when you're in a mud and you keep struggling, you just keep sinking faster. So sometimes life just throws like roadblocks on your way so that you can stop and realize when you're going, take a little breather, and just enjoy where you are. Imagine being stuck in a traffic and you're like, like really frustrated, like nobody's moving and you don't know why nobody's moving, and you're just like, I will never get home. But at this rate, you know, that is an option to feel the anger, to be frustrated, but it's also a moment for you to take a breath and realize that, you know, it's actually a really beautiful day. And you haven't actually been walking that much. You used to love walking, but you actually haven't walked that much, you know, these past few days, past few weeks, months. And it would really be nice to go for a walk again, just for fun. And kind of like calm down, because when you're frustrated, first of all, you're not getting there any faster. And the second, time seems to move a lot slower when you're frustrated. So when you take a minute and you calm yourself, I know it can be really hard and really difficult, but that actually helps time move a lot faster. It's kind of like when you take your attention away from the traffic and the jam you're in, and you look at somewhere else. You know, it's like boiling water. It's never gonna boil if you're concentrated and if you keep watching it. But if you know, go and find your phone and then come back, it's already boiling. You know, like it's a perception of time. I don't know, it changes somehow, weirdly. But it, you know, it doesn't have to be in traffic. That was just a, you know, figure of speech. I'm sorry. I'm struggling with my words today. Quite a lot, actually. Oh. So, yeah. But like, you know, like I said in the beginning, like the bird is like, oh, this is not so bad. That's because the bird can actually like fly away anytime they decide, and it's the elephant that's stuck and they are the one who have to struggle. But you, as a conscious being, you can shift your mind into the bird and away from the elephant. Because this is something that I actually learned today. We always think that our mind lives in our head, but that's not true. Our brain is in our head, but our mind, it can go wherever. It can move into your hands. If you like feel your hands, you can feel this. You don't even have to look at your hands. You can just feel this buzzing, this little buzz, and a little bit tingles, and you can just feel that's where your mind is right now. But it can also go out of your body. It doesn't have to stay inside your body. So you can shift your mind into other things. Pile number 2. What messages do you have from yeah. What messages do you have from your... Oh my god! This is the same card that came for pile number 1. Okay. Desiring belonging. Okay, I'm gonna show it to you because I forgot to show it to you. Desiring belonging. So maybe that is a deep desire that your inner child has. It doesn't surprise me that this came for pile number 1 and then for pile number 2 as well. Because it is a common, very common desire from an inner child to belong somewhere. And I do feel like you have that too. So I wouldn't be surprised if you were, because the theme is a little similar, if you were drawn to pile number 1, you may want to check it out. Yeah, okay, did I do this? Well, it's more for luck if I did. What messages do you have from your inner child? What does your inner child want to tell you? What does your inner child want to tell you? Because I feel like this is taking a very... Oh wow, that was a big jump. We have the Sun, success, recognition, enthusiasm. And then we have the Chariot, willpower, victory, recognition. So this Chariot card can actually also talk about an actual vehicle, so maybe a car, also relocation. But what I'm feeling here is that you actually feel stuck in some sort of project that you are having. Maybe you are trying to build your career. Maybe you are trying to build a business. Maybe you are trying to create a following, for example, or, you know, trying to make it somehow. and you feel stuck. It's starting to feel like a lot of work. And I also feel like you may have a different idea of what it's gonna be like when you finally make it. We often think that when we finally make it, then I will have so much time, like I can do whatever I want. No. When you finally make it, that's when you have to work your hardest, because you have to keep it up. You have to work to keep it, and you still have to work to grow it even more. Let's say you're trying to create a following, maybe you're creating content. When you finally make it, that's when you have to start pushing out content. Like that's when the real work begins. So you may feel a little stuck right now. And we all get this. We all get these moments where we're stuck. We feel like we're not making any progress at all. Nothing's moving. But it will. It will actually, because we have the Sun card, the ultimate victory card. The card that if whatever situation you're in and you get the Sun card, that's like everything's gonna be okay. In fact, everything is gonna be better than okay. It's the ultimate fuck you doubts card. Fuck you insecurities. I made it. This is the aftermath of saying, just watch me, you know? And then we have the Chariot with it. Willpower, victory, recognition. You will be making it. You know what's funny? Like they're not even, like the horses aren't even like galloping. The angel is, you know, like flying. Like, you know, their hooves don't even touch the ground. And I don't know, I think that is just so funny because it's kind of like she is totally feeling it. She is feeling herself. And with that, like, feeling of, I fucking made it, she's able to, yeah, like, hold on to the weight of 2 horses and the chariot. Like, she's flying that shit all by herself. I'm sorry I swear so much. Actually, I am not sorry. I am not sorry about my swearing. But I'm just really excited for you, that's all. Like, super excited. So, whatever this situation you're in, whatever this project is that you're trying to make it, please understand that the work hardly ends. Especially once you finally make it, that's when the real work begins. Like when you, like for example, if you're trying to build a business, like when you make it is when you have the most customers and, you know, you have stuff moving in and money coming in because you are giving services more and more. So that just means more and more work. I need you to understand this. So if you feel like, oh yeah, I'm gonna rest once I actually, you know, like make it, that's never gonna happen. You're gonna have to rest now. And this is why the universe is throwing these roadblocks to you, like, because they are trying to make you stop for a second, to look around. And then we have 9 of air, negativity, worry, sleeplessness. This doesn't surprise me. I feel like you are worrying a lot, especially, well, we already had an idea about that because we had the stuck in the mud. Like, obviously, you're struggling. Then we have 9 of earth, contentment, luxury, independence. Oh my god, I would just die. I would just die if I was watching this reading. I would just die. Okay, so I hope you're too. So whatever this project is, I want you to stop worrying about it because it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. You're gonna have a lot of money. You are going to have your luxuries. You're gonna have your nights of full rested sleep. Like, this is just for now. And let me tell you something, you are doing this to yourself. This is not something that is happening to you. That's all you. Like, the Nine of Air literally talks about like you being stuck in your mind, like you're worrying about nothing. Like, that is the whole story of Nine of Air, at least in my understanding. It's like you are stuck in your own perspective. You're keeping yourself awake, basically. I'm trying to see if there are any messages that I have missed. Ooh, sunflowers are actually a sign for you. I don't know why, but sunflowers. If you've been asking for a sign, sunflowers are somehow significant to you. I don't know. I'm actually getting like there's some sort of a victory, like whatever it is, like maybe you finally make it, or I'm actually running out of memory in my card, so I'm gonna have to pause here and do some things. And now I just have to remember where I was talking about the sunflowers. Okay, I will remember that. Okay, so I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. So what I was saying with the sunflowers, that's gonna be a sign for you later in life. I'm seeing somebody receiving a bouquet of sunflowers, and that is kind of like, you may forget this because I feel like this is going to be years from now, but when you finally make it, you will receive a bouquet of sunflowers, and that's when you're going to remember this message, because the sunflowers to you, how am I gonna say this? What's the word? Remind you that, no, mean to you, maybe? Like this, symbolize. So this bouquet of flowers symbolizes this ultimate victory that you're having, that I am now saying that one day will come to you. And when you receive that bouquet of sunflowers, that's when you're like, oh, okay, so this is the victory that she was talking about. I feel like that moment will happen in your life. So also I feel like sunflowers might be another type of sign to you. Like, you know that this project or your business or career or whatever, everything is happening as they should be if you keep seeing sunflowers. That is a message that I'm getting. I also feel, because this was supposed to be an inner child reading, but I feel like actually like this is something that your inner child, this was a dream of theirs. Like when you were a kid, this was a deep desire that you had to do whatever this thing is that you're doing. Maybe you're creating content, or maybe you are building a business, or maybe you are building your career. This is something that they wanted for you when they would be older. Definitely. So we're gonna get this deck, and this deck will tell us, oh, okay, that was fast. This deck will tell us some like advice that your inner child has for you. Oh my god, I can't. We have the sun. Plans that work out perfectly. Amazing ideas that lead to rewards and commendations? Commendations. Commendations, I think. Gratitude for the blessings of life. Oh my god, it's a little dark out here, so it's hard for me to see now, as I'm doing this really late and it's really dark outside. So I actually really hope the quality is gonna be okay though, because it is rather dark. But oh well, I will just try to fix it if I can, because if I move the curtain, then it will be all, you know, whitewashed. So yeah, yes. So I feel like actually this is the message from your inner child. Now it came. They have ideas for you. They have a lot of ideas, but you're kind of maybe ignoring them a little bit. But they have a lot of ideas. You were a really creative kid, like super creative. And they still are. And you still are. And they have a lot of ideas, but they just need to be let out. You need to let this inner child out in order to receive these ideas that they really have. And by doing that, I would encourage you to do things that you, because okay, so this is actually where you may have been attracted to pile number 1, because this is a little bit similar, this message. But it was a different context. Sorry. Now what was it? What was it? Doing what you love? Yes. Okay. So for you, I feel like you are a really hardworking person. You work your ass off for the things that you want in life. And I applaud you. I applaud you. So, and you're not afraid of hard work either. You're not afraid of it. And yeah, so here's what I want you to do. What were the things that you loved to do as a child? Because as a child, we never did anything for the sake of progress. We never did anything to earn money unless you were very, you know, and what's the word? And oh, fuck off. What is it? It was, oh, God damn it. You know, a person that works for themselves. It was an E word. I'm getting like environmental, but that's not it. And I'm getting employee, that's not it. Oh, that's gonna bug me. Entrepreneur? Yeah, entrepreneur. You know, like that kind of kid. Like maybe you did. Like maybe you found out like what things can you make. Maybe you were selling lemonade on the side of the road. I don't know. But what were the things that you loved to do as a kid? To just because as kids we just spend time. We do things that are fun to spend time. And so what were those things? And you need to do things and take out the sake of doing it for the sake of progress. Don't paint just to get better at painting. Paint because you love painting. Don't sing because you want to become a better singer. Sing because you love it. Don't swim because you want to become a better swimmer or faster swimmer. Swim because you fucking love it. I'm sorry, I'm swearing so much. Why do I say that though? Because I'm not actually sorry. Anyway, yeah. Let's get the final card then. This card will tell us some additional things that you may need to heal or some other kind of advice that you may need. This is coming from your inner child then. So what does your inner child want to tell you? That was also really fast. I feel like you are really efficient. I feel like you do everything the fastest, well, like the best way possible, like to get the best results in the least time. I feel like you are. I'm also getting some ADHD vibes here, like, maybe. We have vacuum away fear. Call upon archangels Michael and Raphael to lift fear-based energy from you, your surroundings, this situation, and everyone involved. Okay, so I feel like you have a lot of fear, and maybe you have a lot invested in this project or thing, whatever this thing is. Maybe you have money invested in it, maybe you have a lot of time invested in it, but let me tell you, you have 2 sun cards from 2 different decks that were all shuffled many times. We also have the Chariot. I also feel like this thing, this is not going to be an only thing. You're going to somehow duplicate this. Like maybe, let's say that you want to own a restaurant, and you build this restaurant and it thrives, it's successful. Now you want to do it again, but you want to try a different thing. You're going to have another restaurant and another restaurant and another restaurant. You're somehow going to duplicate this. Or maybe you create content and you have one place where you create content, and then you have another place where you create different kind of content. But you're somehow like multiplying this. Whatever this thing is, it's going to succeed. I will eat my cat. I will actually not, but figuratively, I will eat my cat if this doesn't succeed. So, yeah, this is what I had for you. I really hope you enjoyed. I would really love to read for you again, and I hope I see you in my next one. Bye. Hello, my beautiful pile number 1. So you chose the Kaolinite. And number 9, Stormfields. So, you are experiencing some pent-up energy being released. No, it's not very pleasant. Also, I forgot to put on the timer. But is it necessary? Absolutely. It is very necessary. There are some things that you've been pushing down. Pushing and pushing and pushing. And now they are coming back up to the surface because, you know, what goes down must always come up. And nothing stays hidden forever. Especially feelings. Not ever. They never stay hidden. So, what's happening is that I feel like this is actually coming from your inner child. They are creating this storm. But you have to understand this. This storm is not destructive. This is not the destructive kind of storm. Because there are a lot of storms that are very, very important. For example, when storms hit, they bring rain to the earth, to the trees, to the animals. Everybody needs water. But it also brings wind to the trees, and this is how the seeds will be spread well and, you know, far away. And that's good for the trees because, yeah, let's conquer the world. So yeah, this storm that you are experiencing, it's not a destructive kind, but you can take it as destructive. So you might be feeling that it's destroying you, or you're falling apart, or your world is crumbling down, but it's not. I'm actually saying this is a sort of metaphor that I have used many times before. And it's, there's a flower, and the flower says, "Oh heavens, make me the most beautiful flower there ever was." And so it starts raining, and it rains hard. And the flower's like, "What the hell? This is not what I wanted. What are you doing to me? Like, now I'm all wet and ugly and soggy, and I'm so heavy I can't hold myself up." But the water was exactly what she needed. And when the storm passes, she has all this energy to become the most beautiful flower there ever was. So yeah, it's not a destructive kind of storm. Calm down, it's gonna be okay. Let's get another card. What is it that your inner child desires? What do they want? Ooh, okay, so we have 2 cards. That's fine. We have Summer, the wild energy of midday. That's cute. And then we have climbing. Okay. Let's put those like this then and get to it. Sorry, I have to pause for a second. A lot of things happened. So, we had the summer and the climbing. So these cards are actually very similar. The summer card talks about enjoying life to the fullest, like enjoying the summer after a long winter, like everything is perfect, everything is fine, and you're just loving life. I feel like even like I also feel like this might be just one of you, but I also hear something about libido coming back up. Like, you know, maybe it has been down for a while, but it's coming back up. And the climbing card, that talks about like those who take a risk, reap the rewards of seeing the magnificent view. And what I feel like these cards are trying to tell you, what your inner child is trying to tell you, is to enjoy your life. And I feel like it has to be done alone. This has to be experienced with your inner child. So basically what you do is that you kind of isolate for a minute. Like maybe, I'm sorry, I'm having hiccups. This is sort of there's like a 3-step plan. First, you need to kind of isolate to tap into your inner child because, you know, like there's a storm outside, so stay inside for a bit and take a look. It might be a little bit hard because I feel like you may have been ignoring your inner child a little bit. But let me tell you something, they are very forgiving. And they just want to experience life as they used to do, because as kids, we just want to have fun. We literally spend our days doing what we love. We don't have to worry about getting better and better at things or doing things to make money, or, you know, if you're not good at it, then what's the point? No, we just do things because we love to do them, that they bring us joy. So what you're gonna do is that you're gonna find things that bring you joy. And things you love to do as a kid, things that feel healing to you and your inner child. This is coming to me. I think it was a TikTok. I don't actually have a TikTok, so I watch like Instagram reels of old TikToks. Yeah, so there was this woman and she was taking her daughter to have like a full day of getting ready for school stuff. Like, so they did her hair. They like went out to a hairdresser and did their hair, and they went to a beauty salon and it had her lashes done, and then they had her nails done, and then they went shopping and got really cute outfits and really cute shoes, and then obviously some like school stuff. And she explained in that video that it was really healing for her inner child to do that for her daughter. And maybe other people would have thought it was really frivolous of her, or that girl doesn't need all that stuff and she should embrace her like natural beauty. But this was, first of all, it was fun for both of them as mother and daughter. Also fun for the daughter, obviously, to have a full day of her and getting her ready and to make her feel the most beautiful God's creation there ever was, the most beautiful flower there ever was. And then it was also healing for her mother. For her mother is like inner child, because she explained that when she was young, she didn't get any of those things. She didn't have those back in school things at all. Like, she never got any new stuff. So this was really healing for her inner child. So whatever it may look like for you, I want you to do all those things. But first, you need to tap into your inner child and find out what those things are. What are the things that your inner child really craves to do? But also, you have to remember that there might be some ugly memories, bad feelings that may rise up. This might be the storm that you're experiencing because you've been pushing your inner child really far back. But let me tell you, nothing stays hidden forever, and now it's the time to confront basically what you did, because you did push them down. But also, like, remember that, because I know that a lot of things this wasn't your fault. None of it was your fault. Whatever happened to you was not your fault. And it never should have happened. But it did. And it wasn't your responsibility to basically, you did the best you could with the tools and knowledge you had at the time, but now you are wiser. Now you can deal with them. But because even though what other people did to you wasn't your responsibility, you don't have to blame yourself for what other people did to you, because that is not your responsibility. But healing yourself is always your responsibility, not others. And if this is a thing that, somebody else created trauma in your life, or some people traumatized you, and you wish that you could have that apology, and you wish that they could acknowledge how much pain they have caused you, let me tell you something. Most likely they know. They know exactly what they did, and they know exactly how much pain they caused you. And either they don't give a fuck, or second, they know, and that's why they are staying away. Or they are, third option, they are fucking delusional and they have no fucking idea. And in that case, you should obviously let them know if they are still in your life. But if you would get that apology, if you would get that heartfelt apology, I'm sorry I did that to you. One thing, would it be enough? Because for me, I had a lot of things happen to me, honestly. Like I have a lot of mental illnesses because of the traumas I have experienced as a child. If I would get that apology from the people that hurt me, it would make me angry. It would make me so angry, because an apology could never undo what they did to me. And yeah, that is something I have to still work on, because I just triggered myself. But but remember that first of all, it wouldn't be enough. And secondly, do you need that permission from them to start healing? Do you really need them to be like, oh, I am so sorry I did that to you, but now you can start healing. I give you permission to start healing. No, you don't. You need that. You don't need that. You don't. You can heal on your own. You can heal without that apology. You don't need it. I'm sorry. That was quite a lot. So let's get some more cards. I really hope the quality is going to be okay though, because it's really dark, but also I can't make it any lighter, because if I move the curtains, then everything is going to be really white. So, did I already do this? Well, once more for luck. So, what messages does your inner child still have for you? Like your inner child is so hurt. I can just feel it. And funny thing is, it feels really familiar to me. Like I get it. I get it. And I think you're incredibly brave to even watch this video, because it's really hard. It's really hard. And I feel like you have done a lot for your inner child. There is still a lot to do. But you really need to start the process. So it was a 3-step plan. First, you kind of isolate. It doesn't have to be for long. It can't be just for a few hours. First, you isolate. You get into a meditative state. Yeah, maybe that's a meditative state. And you tap into your inner child. And there are a lot of ways to do this. A lot of people like to use like automatic writing, like you use your dominant hand to write an apology letter to your inner child, and then you use your non-dominant hand for your inner child to use to write an answer to the present you. Or you can meet them in a meditation or something, whatever. There are a lot of ways, but I need you to tap into your inner child, and whatever comes out, let it come out and feel it. You know, in like I just heard like from the Barbie movie, like close your eyes and now feel. And that is something you have to do. You're gonna feel everything. I'm gonna start crying. You're gonna feel everything they needed to feel, but they never could. And it's gonna be difficult because those feelings are gonna be multiplied because they have been pushed down for so long. Because that's what happens to feelings. They just... They don't multiply, that's not the word. They just grow bigger and harder and stronger. They like swipe you off your feet basically. And then you're gonna remember all the things you love to do. What was fun for you as a kid? And after that, you're gonna use those things. I feel like you're gonna do a lot to your inner child after this. And then it's gonna be like with the climbing card. You're gonna be basically like climbing a tree way past the point you ever climbed a tree, and you're up there and you're just looking down like, wow, that was a really hard climb, but the view was definitely worth it. So let's get some more cards because we're starting to run out of time. So messages from your inner child. What more do they have to say to you? Whoop, there we go. And another one wanted to come in. We have this one. Oh, but I thought I heard like upright, but then it was reversed. So I'm gonna keep it reversed. We have 3 of water, celebration, community, relationships. I feel like this is going to help a lot with your relationships coming forward. I'm really worried for the quality. I'm really sorry if the quality is really bad, because that might happen, but what can I do? Then we have Knight of Earth, organized, responsible, supportive. But we're gonna keep it like this. So what I get from these 2 cards is that, because look at her, like she is like holding on to that coin, and it's almost like she's holding on to something really that she loves, that she's trying to keep safe. But what I feel here is that you're gonna let go of this feeling of hiding yourself, trying to keep yourself safe. And because you don't need to do that, your inner child no longer needs to be protected like that, because they are free to they're free to live in you. They're free to do all the things they love to do because you let them now. Like, you let them experience life as they want it, explore and do the things they love to do. And this also helps you open up. This helps you connect with a lot more people. This helps you have fun. And you're just, overall, your quality of life is really going to improve. I'm gonna try and see if I turn on some of the lights, it's gonna be a little bit better, because this is getting really dark now. That might be a little bit better. Yeah. Oh God, I should have done that a long time ago. I just didn't notice how dark it was getting. You know, like those moments where you're reading and suddenly you realize that you can't read anymore because it's so dark, and when the sun go down, because I didn't even notice. Oh, this is the wrong deck. Oops. Yeah, I should have done that a long time ago. Oops. Well, live and learn. Live and learn. Next time I will do that. Pile number 2. What more messages does your inner child have for you? Oh, okay. There we go. Oh, we have strength, number 11. And then we have 7 of fire, challenge, determination, and resistance, but it was reversed. We had a strength card, amazing. And then this one reversed. After this, I feel like this is going to be rather difficult for you. And you know, no question, like I don't, yeah, probably. But it's going to, in a way, you're also going to realize just how strong you are. And you kind of learn why you had to go through all of those things. Like for me, I had a stepmother who constantly put me down. Like, she would call me names, she would compare me to other girls, and how I was never good enough and I was never going to be. It was hell for me. It was hell for me. And yeah, but the thing is that there are 2 things that happens to people when they experience stuff like that. They either break down, believe what they say, and break down and hide from people. Or they get this insane, rebellious attitude. Could also be both. Often both happens. And they're like, you know, F you, this is not what I deserve, and stop. And they basically fight back, and they will kind of like give back to every single ugly word they get. They will give one back. And boy, did I did I did give some words back. And to this day, like, our relationship has always been rocky and on and off, because I sometimes have broken it off. Currently we are on, but I still always, because I never got an apology, I never did, but even if I did, I would laugh it off, because it would never be enough for me. It was torture. It was torture to be every day, to be told how nobody would ever love me because I was this and that, and it was hell. So there is nothing she could ever do to you know, make me feel like, oh, it's okay. No, never. But I also need to understand that I hurt her as well. I said a lot of things that hurt her as well, and I did give it to her. I did. So yeah, because for a long time I never thought of the things that I did to her or the things I said to her. I was always concerned of the things she did to me. Obviously I was a kid though, and she was a grown adult. She should have never done those things, but I did hurt her as well. And when is this cycle going to end? Because even to this day, I've always felt like I've had these imaginary conversations in my head where she would say something to me slightly, you know, that could be like that could be read as something insulting if you wanted to, and I have a comeback for every one of them. I know exactly what I was gonna say if that happened. And well, when is it gonna end? So that was something that I personally had to let go and understand that. Because the thing is, why I think I went through all of those things are because I am not afraid to stand up for myself. Now, I was a really shy kid. I was a really quiet kid, a weird kid, and very shy, very quiet. And this is how I learned to stand up for myself. And there is nobody in this world that could ever crush me unless I gave them, unless I basically gave in. If I would let them, then they could, but I won't because I'm built different now. Like, I can stand up for myself now, and I also stand up for others. And in the past I would have never had the courage, but when she was treating my little brother like she was treating me, boy, did I have a field day. Like, that is just something that's why I feel like I went through all of that. So you might have some epiphanies of the reason why you may have gone through what you had to go through, and that comes with it. But then after that you have to take your own advice. So yeah, I'm sorry, this was a lot about me, but I feel like you probably can relate to that. So, you know, because I can definitely relate to this reading. So this deck is going to give you some information on how, well, a little more direct advice from your inner child. So what is it? Give it to me. What messages do you have? Oh, okay, so that was a lot, but this one was the only one face up, so we're gonna take that one. So 7 of Winter. Oh my god, it's really dark though. Is there... no, I can't. I'm sorry. This is really dark now. I'm terribly sorry. So the 7 of Winter says, there is a better choice, not seeing things clearly, running away from the truth. Okay, yeah, because this deck was gonna be like a advice for your current situation, where you are now, because a lot of my readings are focused on like soon to be, like, what is it, like near future. Yeah, well, near future, maybe that's a word. But like that, this deck, I like to take it as like a advice for your current situation, like where you are at this second right now in your room when you are listening to this. So what was it again? There is a better choice, not seeing things clearly, running away from the truth. So that is something that you're doing, that you need to stop doing. Then I have given you tools and a plan how you can stop and what happens after, because there are beautiful relationships coming. You're going to have so many friends, and I also feel like with the, actually there was none. I forgot. I forgot that card wasn't here. That's fine. It was in another reading, and I thought that card was here. But you know, it was that card was something that came for pile number 1 and pile number 2 as well, and it was about the feeling like they don't belong. And I feel like you must have struggled with this, and I also feel like you've had a lot of alone time. Like you have spent your life quite alone, and you will have some real friends coming for you. And I feel like this is going to be a group of friends. I'm getting like Sweet Magnolia vibes of 3 women, and it's gonna feel like a sisterhood. And that's something that is coming for you after you get over this obstacle, when you connect with your inner child. That's sort of like a reward that is coming from doing all of this work that I feel. So we have mediumship as well. You have a natural ability to connect with departed loved ones. So if you have been asking for a confirmation if you are a medium or if you have psychic gift, consider this your confirmation. Consider this your sign. Yeah. So that is something that you might want to take a look at. Mediumship, you know, bettering your mediumship, or for some reason I'm struggling with my word state. Developing, yeah, maybe that's it. Developing your mediumship. But yeah, oh my god. You know, also one thing, you're not gonna have to try so hard after this anymore. You don't have to try so hard anymore. Like these battles, all the battles you went through, they don't exist for you anymore after this. They don't exist anymore. They're just done. They're gone. And also like triggers, they're also gonna be sort of gone, because it's kind of like making friends with the monster under your bed, but this monster being a child. You're like a child with a tantrum that you are finally... I'm sorry, I'm getting hiccups. Imagine there is a child who is having a tantrum, and instead of like fighting against them or leaving them be, like leave them crying on the floor and just, you know, wait until they're done, instead of doing all that, you went there and you just hug them and you let them cry until they're all cried out, and then they can start, you know, like working on the feeling that got them so upset. It's kind of like that, like having a pet that is not well behaved, and then you sort of, then when you show them love, they just become the kindest soul ever. Yeah, and just, yeah. Yeah, this was a really hard reading. But I really hope you enjoyed though. And I really hope you do all of this, because there are some beautiful things happening for you very soon after all of this. So yeah, this is what I had for you. I really hope you enjoyed. I would really love to read for you again, and I hope I see you in my next one.